Welcome back, everyone, to the Global Diamond Broker Hard Truth Podcast, episode 74.
74. Oh, okay. 74.
I'm your host, GIA Judy, and this is my lovely co-star, the Global Diamond Broker.
AKA the Diamond Stud.
Okay,
Why is
that
that
joke
funny?
is getting old.
I haven't used that joke to open ever. In 74 episodes. How can it be getting old?
Okay. Should we do a playback?
I guess you've heard that one.
We should do a playback.
What's a playback?
Like rewinding and watching all the old episodes we've done and how many
checking
times.
to see if I call myself the
Yeah.
Diamond Stud. And how many times do you think I've done that on the podcast?
I don't know, like 3.
I am kind of hunky still for my age, though,
Says
apparently.
who?
Huh?
Says who? Says you?
No, not me, but I did post on my personal Instagram, Colin David Ferguson, a couple
a
of
cheeky
pictures.
gym selfie yesterday.
Did you see that gym
I
selfie?
saw it. I didn't like it, though.
You don't like anything about me, so that's not really that
That's
surprising.
True. That's true.
Right? Although apparently in your relationship, my name comes up.
Oh, my God. I really wish you didn't mention that. Now
I don't know why you did.
Now I have to explain myself.
You even text me that.
So I was in bed with my
Stop there.
No.
I knew it.
It wasn't intimate.
I knew it.
It wasn't intimate.
Whatever.
Can I talk?
I've said this for a long... Look, we're not a couple. I can do better.
Let me talk. So we
Okay.
were in bed. We were not having an intimate moment whatsoever. I was actually yelling at him. And then for some reason, I went and said, "You need to stop doing this, Colin." And it was the most awkward moment I've had in a long time.
Yeah. Well, I just discovered it was in bed, as I suspected.
Yeah, but it wasn't an intimate
But the connection
moment.
between intimacy and anger, are there any psychologists out there listening who could call in? We're going to have a call-in part of this podcast.
It was very,
help.
It was the right setting because I was screaming and yelling at him. I'm not screaming. I was yelling at him.
Help. Told ya.
And all I do is yell at you 24/7 apparently. So
Lately.
Is that what it feels like?
Yeah,
lately?
that's what it feels like.
Really?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Have you ever thought to self-reflect a little bit?
It's funny you would mention that. I certainly have self-reflected.
And? Let me guess, you're perfect.
Hardly. I mean, maybe with my shirt off.
Okay.
Has he seen me with my shirt off?
Okay, let's move on.
At any age. Huh? Is that wrong?
So,
Yes.
what are we talking about today?
Well, I think we need to talk about a couple of things today, and we're going to talk about the diamond industry in a little bit different way today, because, I vacillate on this.
That's a good word.
Hey? I vacillate on whether the war is over, whether the war has begun, where we are in the war in the diamond industry. And look, I think lab grown has done it. Mm-hmm. Like that article we wrote, now it's CNN, so if you're a Democrat, you believe everything they say, and if you're a Republican in the United States, you hate them. But for fake news, if you remember Donald Trump, you do remember Donald Trump, right? Like, how could you forget?
Yeah, you're a lookalike.
Well, I was reading an article about him yesterday, not to get off the topic, but he's been charged with 4 different crimes that can send him to prison for life. And every time it's a Democrat, they're trying to stop him because he will be the president. Every time they charge him with something else, his poll numbers go up. Is that crazy?
Interesting.
The American politics today, the global politics, the world's coming unglued.
It's crazy.
Right? Crazy. And so, but where was I? What was I talking about?
I don't know. You ramble too much.
Oh, no, I was talking about, you ramble too much. I was talking about CNN, the article in CNN, and talking about what lab-created diamonds have done for the biggest jeweler in the world. Do you know they do $4 billion in revenue a year, Pandora?
And they're all lab-grown diamonds.
And they're all lab-grown diamonds. And in fact, it's opened a whole new door for them where when they are you looking at the tears in my eyes?
Oh, are you crying?
No.
Is this emotional for you?
No, this
Wait,
is...
we should do that
I'll be
still.
okay.
We should do that still.
Hey, I'll be okay.
It's okay, Colin. Wait, pretend to cry.
Yeah, the fact that you guys were in bed at the time is a little...
We were in bed, but we were yelling at each other.
That's always good.
Actually, no, I was yelling at him.
So the connection between love and anger. You know, when I read Emily Bronte's book, anyway, I digress.
Can you not get sidetracked for once?
Well, I do have ADHD.
That explains a lot.
Okay. So here's what's going on, okay? Lab grown are crushing. They're absolutely crushing. This article talks about the fact that Paul Zeminski, now, whether he's the expert they're talking about, he certainly is one of the real experts, like myself, in the industry who makes predictions that come true. You know, we predicted this when people were saying
the rocks were in your head.
The rocks were in my head. And so,
only his head, though, not in my head.
Yeah. And so this is what's happening. Like, we hardly get a call anymore.
For Mine Diamonds.
For Mine Diamonds. And even when we do, it's mostly people going, should I or shouldn't I get a Mine Diamond?
Yeah, and then once we educate them, they are able to make their own decision. And 9 times out of 10, it's
crazy what's happened with the industry. And so, yes, I would say 9 times out of 10, once they have all the facts, and this is what we're big on. Look, we don't pick. We're not influenced one way or the other. But I can tell you this. The case for lab grown continues to grow. And get right down to the basic, you know, the 2 things you love. Beauty and size. Right? Yeah. They're more beautiful consistently by far. And they're bigger by far. And they're diamonds. And there's this ownership paradigm of, you know, when I have the diamond, is it, you know, are people going to run up to me and go, is that a real diamond?
They're all real diamonds.
The word, they're all real. That's exactly right. They're all real diamonds.
But nobody will ever come up to you.
Because over half the people now have diamonds that came out of a laboratory.
I would say more than that, to be honest.
I know. It's just crazy. Anyway, it's crazy. So we're just here to carry the news. So let's see. 2 important things so far. Judy's relationship, you're up to date on. And what's going on in the lab-grown diamond industry. I personally think, you know, anybody who's talking about lab-grown versus mined, it's a conversation that I just don't see a way for the mined diamond industry to come back.
Yeah. That's right.
Right. So let's see what happens there. I guess the next big thing is, and this could be the economy we talked about, is all these big diamonds, rare, super rare diamonds. I forget the one that sold yesterday at a Christie's auction.
The blue one?
And the pink one.
And the pink one.
Right? But they're all missing the mark. And so Judy and I were talking about this morning, and I said, I wonder if it's the economy. And Judy turned around and went, lab grown. And you know, you could be right.
Really? I could be right?
You could be. I mean,
I probably am.
You throw enough darts in the direction of a dartboard, and sooner or later, one will hit the...
Okay. That's a little rude.
But I think you are right. And you know, I reflected on it, like I do all things. And I thought about the fact that so many of my clients, where we talk to them about Argyle pink diamonds or pink diamonds or what's going on in the industry, look, I have to be candid. You know, one of our very good clients who owns some pink diamonds. Now, don't let me dissuade anybody who wants an Argyle pink diamond. There's still a great opportunity. There's still huge demand, especially in Australia for them, where they come from.
Because the mine's now closed.
There's still a good hard asset investment during these kind of economic times. But can they make them?
Certainly.
They can make them, right? Like there's nothing that can't be made in the laboratory anymore.
Whether
That's
it's
a diamond.
color or shape. We get a lot of questions. Hey, can you make this shape in a lab grown? Of course
That's right.
we can.
And some of I don't get this either. It used to be that 90% of the diamonds would be round, and we do way over half of our diamonds that we're brokering, and we're making the world's most beautiful engagement rings for our clients, are anything but round. Mm-hmm. You know, if I hear your oval line again, she'll never get oval it. We're going to have to do an ovulate. Is that wrong?
Why did you say
that?
Is that
wrong?
Yeah.
Are
But that's true. We
you
are
gonna
selling.
Cut that out?
No.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
It's very on brand of you, Colin. We're selling a lot of ovals, radiant, emeralds. Emeralds are really popular.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if this is a lab-grown industry opening up those doors. It's that's one I don't know the answer to. If you said to me,
Shocking.
We're going to get these different shapes, we get people who are looking for marquees, who are looking for
kite
old mine
shapes
cuts,
of all places.
Kite shapes.
Yeah.
Not sure
what. Did I say of all places? Of all things. Sorry.
Pardon me?
Never mind.
What if you live in the Windy City and you're looking for a kite shape? That's Chicago, by the way.
Is that supposed to be funny?
Would that be funny?
Was I supposed to laugh?
It's just trying to be cute here.
I'm sorry.
Trying to be a little bit entertaining. Right?
Oh, you're entertaining, that's for sure.
Okay, so that's where we're at today. We've got the... you hit me again today, by the way.
It wasn't that hard.
But it's still
Remember when I left an imprint
violence.
on your shoulder?
The handprint you left on my shoulder? Yeah. Should you be admitting to this stuff, though?
I don't care.
Right? Anyway. Yes, because she got excited about the FedEx driver. Remember that? She slapped me so hard. What was I doing? Introducing you, I think, to him.
You were trying to embarrass me, I think.
So
you deserved it.
My time trying
you almost always deserve it. Anyways,
almost always.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the fact that not the Christmas season.
Oh, the holiday season.
The holiday season.
We don't use the C word around here. Huh?
Let's talk about the fact that the holiday season's coming up.
So Hanukkah, that one, or Diwali? We just went through Diwali.
There are many.
And we have, of course, here in North America, the Christmas season, the holiday season. I usually refer to it as the 25th of December, which leaves it. So it's coming up real quick. How many days are we now? We're close.
Hey Siri.
It's less than
How many
30
days till Christmas?
That's such a cute picture.
I know. It's 27 days until Christmas.
Crazy. And so here's what's interesting about this time of year, and you'll see this as you walk through the malls, or I guess you can't really walk through the malls this time of year. You have to sort of push and shove and squirm.
So shoulder to shoulder,
right? Like just unbelievable. Is the fact that jewelers do 50%, like those little corner jewelry stores, they live for Christmas.
The ones in the malls?
The ones in the malls.
That have those posters that say, 50% off.
Stores, these, what's the other big chain store? Anyway, it doesn't. What? Spence? Not so much Spence, because they drive hard advertising. I open their stores across the country. Hard advertising campaigns when it gets slow for them, which brings them a lot of business. But it's...
there's a lot of also those like Chinese jewelers.
Right.
Yeah.
Chinese jewelers?
Yeah.
Is that like racist?
No, it's not racist. I'm Chinese.
Right? Oh, yeah.
They're Chinese.
Yeah, okay. I guess you can say that. But they are.
But it's crazy.
These little places do 50% of their annual business from December 1st to December 25th.
Can you imagine? That's crazy.
Crazy. And so you wanted me to tell stories this morning about Christmas deliveries, because guys tend not to be...
planners,
punctual, get it, that Christmas is 27 days away, which isn't very long. For us to custom make a ring takes a couple of weeks. And all of a sudden... at Christmas, we have to condense it all together because guys will call us like we had last year.
Oh my gosh.
And they call us
the amount of last minute
3 days before Christmas going, can I get diamond studs? And so our jewelers, our craftspeople are literally up.
They're working OT, basically.
They're at their benches. It's so cute. And they're sound asleep with their heads down on their benches because they need to sleep to get the work done in time for. So this is, and people sometimes say that, it's like Valentine's Day. If you get it, there's a deadline. This is the only real deadline. Valentine's Day, guys tend not to give diamonds, which is kind of interesting.
Flowers and chocolates.
Flowers and chocolates, exactly. It's cheap and it does the trick. But Christmas
not for all women, though.
No, not for the high maintenance.
Why are you looking at me?
Well, because you're high maintenance, kid. Right?
Yeah.
So
don't wait till the last second.
Don't wait.
Don't wait.
Not just, you're going to anyway. It doesn't matter what we say. But it's so interesting. It's so fascinating to see because it's very quiet the month before November. People don't know this in the diamond and jewelry industry. And don't forget, I've sold to stores for my whole life in the industry. November is dead. And then all of a sudden you'll see these jewelers with this panic-stricken look on their face, like, where's all my business? And then it's bam.
And then
it all hits
nonstop.
all at once, and it's nonstop.
Right up until Christmas.
And so I've had situations to deliver where guys have waited, where I'm sneaking into backyards, literally, to meet the guy at the back door at 4 a.m. on Christmas morning to deliver her diamond earrings or her diamond pendant or her diamond bracelet. Crazy.
Have you ever had to throw it down the chimney?
No,
like
no,
Santa?
nothing down the chimney. I don't do roofs.
You don't do
Okay,
roofs.
I do backdoor, right?
On the ground only.
Backdoor decks, but that's it.
That's funny.
I can remember once I was heading home to the East Coast a few years ago, and this is prior to when security was so high. So this is prior to 9/11, where you could walk through Dorval. It was called Dorval Airport in Montreal in those days. And you could walk through, and the thing that separated you from the people inside, the glass where they get you going through, was only went up so high. And so I was making a Christmas delivery in Montreal on my way through from Vancouver, flight to Montreal, flight to New Brunswick, where my parents were, God rest their souls, when they were alive. I would go visit them every Christmas. And literally walking through and flipped the diamond earrings over the...
Oh my God.
Right?
That is
into
insane.
the hands of the client on the other side. Crazy, right? You don't...
So these dividers weren't very tall then?
No. But they were glass, but they only went up so far because there were no terrorists to speak of in this part of the world in those days. I mean...
Now we can ship right to your door overnight.
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
And a lot of that is thankful to COVID, is what happened with COVID. And so it's coming up to the holiday season again. I'm resting up. We should be resting up because it gets goofy. It gets goofy. All of a sudden, everybody's looking all at once. And, we're kind of popular these days. Well, I'm kind of popular these days as the global diamond broker.
Just chopped liver, yeah.
The diamond stud. Huh? Is that wrong? It's kind of wrong, right?
It's whatever.
I've been
We know
on a
it's
little
not
bit-
true, so. Huh?
Well, I lost 20 pounds.
Okay.
Right?
We get it. You lost 20 pounds.
Maybe I won't wear a shirt to the next podcast so people understand.
I think next week we actually have a guest on the show.
Oh, that's right. A surprise guest.
A surprise guest.
One of the leading, this will be interesting because we were just talking about this, is the colored diamond companies in the world is going to join us here on the podcast.
Yeah.
Crazy. How are you set up for that, by the way? I was thinking last night about the fact that you're the producer of this.
I'm the producer of a lot of things.
You're the
here.
producer of pretty well. You're the
Everything.
producer.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
right? So anyway, if we seem tired, We are. We were talking this morning about these short days, but we're excited at the same time. It's an exciting time of year.
You guys can see that, right?
There's no, it's like living on the end of the earth. Hey, there's
Is this what heaven is like? It's so foggy. But anyways, I think that's all from me.
Yeah, so we got through
you?
lab growns. We've talked about what's going on in the industry. Look, mind lab grown, I don't think anybody could have anticipated the obliteration of the mine diamond industry the way it's gone on. And don't forget, the most important, biggest part of this industry, we're looking at numbers this morning. I mean, it's the year, CNN calls 2023, which is about to come to a close, the year of the lab-grown diamond. The revenues are not millions, they're billions. It may be as high as, if the predictions are accurate, when we see the numbers for this year, it could be 20 billion in lab-grown diamonds.
Yeah.
And I mean, for 20 billion in a mine diamond would be, a fifth of that in terms of the sheer volume. I mean, this is 20 billion in lab-grown diamonds because they're so much more affordable.
Yeah.
And they're diamonds. And, I'll just talk about this because this is the thing I ponder most, is these things were in the pipeline for decades and no one could tell the difference. What's the difference?
There is none.
There is none. Environmental difference, ethical differences. Oh, I'm not allowed to touch the desk again. Thanks for not hitting me. And so that's that. I think, Judy, you have a very good point about what's going on with these auctions. I think the whole world has to be looking at the diamond industry going, if it can be made in a lab, why would I pay that kind of money? It's kind of interesting, right? So anyway, we shall see. We're just here to report the facts. These are the facts. We're the Global Diamond Broker. And anything else?
I don't think so. Whether you want a diamond out of a mine or out of a laboratory, we're here to help. Contact us.
We could talk about one last thing. The only return today on a diamond, if you're not getting her the most beautiful, just don't get it. It's the new currency in the diamond industry, guys.
Yeah.
It's the new currency.
Yeah.
Figure out what it is, get it. Oh, one more thing we started doing this week. If you want a quote on your GIA certificate, you go into a store, your GIA, your IGI certificate, if you want to know what it costs, send us a message. We'll tell you. We'll sell it to you at what it costs the jeweler. We're the Global Diamond Broker. How'd I do? Was that good?
Really good.
All the summations? Take care, you guys. We'll see you next week.